Morning, good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible. Perfect. Thank you. I'm Harpreet Sachdeva. They all call me Harry, but I take care of I head the enterprise support business for India. Firstly, a warm welcome to the second edition of the Auto and Manufacturing Industry Meetup, a platform to share, learn, and innovate faster. So thank you for your time. Thank you for everyone for taking out your precious time to be on this discussion today. Really look forward for interesting discussions to happen to the end of the day. But then eventually this is for you. So if the customers gain the most out of it, that's going to please me the most. Next slide, please. All right, customer meetups, right? We Even before I get into the customer meetups, and I've got a few minutes to talk on this, but then I this event is kind of organized by our enterprise support team. So first thing that I intend to do, and I want to take this opportunity to talk about is our internal vision and mission of enterprise support. And I'll tell you why am I going to call this out because it's important for this meetup. Our vision, our enterprise support vision, is to guide our customers and build their trust in our services throughout their cloud journey. That's our vision. And what is our mission? We help our customers achieve their goals and avoid future problems in the easiest, most secure, resilient, and cost effective way. Now, this is the important bit. We develop and inspire our teams, and for us, the job is not done until our learnings from one customer have benefited all customers. So that's the mission that we live by in enterprise support. Now, why this meetup? If you see on your right hand side, we talk about the customer voice, right? This is the platform that we want you to experience and learn from each other. And I'm sure you must be already aware of it. Customer's voice is what we look at when we build our products, our services, or future releases that we do. 95%, 95% of what we release and launch month on month, year after year, is a direct feedback that we get from the customer. Now, whatever solutions you build, it has to be technical, which means you must have spent hours collaborating with our experts or your expertise internally, and then have come up with some AWS best practices, AWS solutioning, which you would be super proud of because you've solved a certain challenge by technically that you've proven. So therefore, please exchange your ideas, all the AWS best practices, challenges, resolutions from the technical implementation that you've put forth by your industry experts. Industry focused, auto and manufacturing. We obviously we do a lot of meetups at AWS, but then we're now getting more focused. We're trying to target industries and say, how can we leverage the best practices from one industry, some innovations or solution shaping that we have done over a period of time. How can we forge a path forward which can benefit not only the individual organizations but elevates the entire industry as a whole? And finally, when you're looking into the outcomes, we're trying to understand with all the efforts that the customer has put in to achieve a certain goal, what kind of outcomes have you achieved? How has it benefited you? So eventually, look at this meetup as a forum to share your experiences, and that's what we put up on the screen, and learn from each other. Once we do that, and it's a flywheel, and as mentioned in the beginning of the call, today we are doing it virtually, but then our thought process is to ensure that we do meetups in person. Nothing replaces in-person connections and build networking. So look forward to the next edition. We hopefully want to get our customers in person and have this done in-person meetup. Next slide, please. All right. We're talking about enterprise support as a strategic asset. Most of the customers that we have on this call today, are on enterprise support, which means you get access to a technical account manager, and via your TAM, you get access to a lot of experts that we have sitting internally. Now, before I get into the four aspects of what you see on the screen, I'm going to read out this quote for everyone. The future belongs to companies that put technology, the underlying word is technology, at the center of the outlook, capabilities, and leadership mandate. Now, how can you do that? With, if you ask me, I used to be a technical account manager at one point in time. I would have never been able to scale across the 200 plus services that we have on a platform today. So which means I probably might be good at a couple of services, but then I definitely understand and know who our experts are internally. So use the expert guidance well. Now I've seen over a period of time that customers are at times are not well architected. They do not have the right resiliency within their architecture. And when things go down south, we try to look out for avenues to figure out how can we best fix the problem. But then the question arises, why did we come to a stage wherein you had an issue? So my request to every single customer, on this call today is to get back to your account team, be it the solution architect, be it the account managers, be it the technical account managers, get back to them and say, let's look into each of your critical workloads and understand, are you architected well? Are you architected for failure? Do you have resiliency built into it? Because as Werner Vogels, our CTO, says, everything fails every time. So if not today, you might end up with a failure tomorrow. But if you do, have you done your backups? Have you ensured what your RTO is, what your RPO is? So for all your critical workload, the downstream impact, if that can be done, and I understand we run multiple critical workloads depending on how complex your environment is, but then this is a team. If they do not have a solution, because we all have our own expertise, we have access to the experts, we will get them along. But then most important, and I'm going to share from my personal experience, I've, I meet a lot of stakeholders. We all do the work, the heavy lifting is done, the recommendations is on the table, and the customer at times says, oh, you know what, our priority changed, we are actually occupied with something else. And I've seen on occasions the recommendations not getting implemented, and then we get back to a point when failure actually strikes. And said, I wish I had implemented a recommendation in the past. We wouldn't have landed up in this situation today. But long story short, reach out to us. We've got the expertise. We have the understanding from the other industry experts as well, other customers. We definitely can bring that to the table, help improve your resiliency, make sure that you guys are well architected, and drive optimization. Because not only being well architected or being resilient is the key, but then also running the workload in the most optimal way is the need of the hour. I mean, we all know what the macroeconomic stands today. So not just running the workload, but we also help you optimize. But eventually, if you do all of that, you actually reduce the risk of having a failure. And even if you do, you have the resiliency to ensure that you're back up again. But the most important part is utilize this team. The more you use us, the better. Can you move on to the next slide, please? All right. So in today's agenda, we have four different sessions. First session today is on Harman's digital key solution that revolutionizes the passenger experience by enabling secure digital interface using a mobile device, eliminating the need for traditional keys. Our enterprise support team has been supporting Harman with their workload migration from legacy platform to EKS, and have modernized their workloads over a period of time. The second session will focus on generative AI for automotive and manufacturing specific use cases. In this session, you will get a technical perspective on the Gen AI technology. So stay tuned. A lot of insights coming out, and we recently did a reInvent, so a lot more information coming out. The next one, we have cost optimization, which being a critical component for businesses to maximize the value of the AWS platform. So therefore, in the third session will be how GE Vernova adopted the various levers available for cost optimization and drove down their cost efficiency. Our enterprise support team has been assisting GE Vernova with their operational challenges and working with them closely through engagements like immersion days, dive deeps, cost optimization, workshops, and many more such engagements. Finally, every manufacturer is striving to achieve the objective of establishing a smart factory, where the focus is to improve overall equipment effectiveness. In helping our customers establish a smart factory, the fourth session will cover the overview, key concepts, and technologies within a smart factory with some auto and manufacturing customer case studies. So stay tuned. Thank you again for your time. Look forward to sharing your best practices and learning from you, because eventually at the end of the day, I'm sure with your talks, with your experiences, other customers, other industries experts would definitely gain out of it. And at the end, I'm gonna leave you with the thought: utilize your team well. We are here to help you, because if you help us to get in touch with you and share your use cases, we will be of utmost help to you and to your organization. With that, thank you again for hearing me out. I'm going to pass on the mic to Madhu. Madhu, if you're on call,